A public transport can be used by all. There is no restriction. However, a company bus has restricted access and only employees of that company can board it. In this module, we will look at how access control can be implemented in Java. The objective of this module is to see how access specifiers help in achieving access control in Java and what are the different types of access specifiers. We know how encapsulation helps keep data and the code that manipulates it together. It is also known to control the way the data and the code is accessed. How does it enforce access control though? It enforces access control by providing controlled interface to the data by using access specifiers on that data and the code. Why is access control required? Access control is required to prevent misuse of the data and the code. If proper control is not enforced, the data could be tampered, causing undesirable results. So what access specifiers are available in Java? Java has public, default, protected, and private access specifiers. Let's look at these in detail next. Public access specifier allows access from anywhere within the class and outside the class. It can be used in class, method, and instance variable declaration. It is visible from everywhere. Default access specifier, if public, protected, or private are not used, the access specifier will be default. It is not explicitly mentioned in the definition. It allows access to other parts of program which are part of the same package. It can be used in class, method, and instance variable declaration. It's visible only within the package. Protected access specifier allows access from any other part of the program within the same package and child classes from other packages. Can be used in class, method, and instance variable declaration. It is visible only from child classes. Private access specifier allows access only within the class. Only the class which defines a private member will have access to them. Only the class which defines private members will have access to them. They are not visible outside the class. Here's a program to illustrate the use of public access specifier. In the rectangle class, the constructor and the methods are marked as public. Hence, these can be accessed in the rectangle demo class. We see in the rectangle demo class that a new rectangle object using the constructor is created and the method is called on it. Here's a program to illustrate the use of default access specifier. The rectangle class, its constructor and methods do not specify any access specifiers. So they have default access. Also note that rectangle class is defined in com.teachjava.module3 package and rectangle demo class is defined in com.teachjava.module2 package. The packages are different. Package is similar to folders in a Windows system. Like how we place related files in one folder, we group related classes in a package in Java. The rectangle class, its constructor and methods are not visible to rectangle demo class in other package. If both rectangle and rectangle demo would have been in the same package, there would not be any errors. In this case, the rectangle object cannot be created because the class has a default access and can be accessed only within the same package. Here's a program to illustrate the use of protected access specifier within the same package. In this rectangle class, both the perimeter and the area methods are marked protected. Both rectangle and rectangle demo classes are defined in com.teachjava.module3 package. Hence, the protected methods of the rectangle class can be accessed in rectangle demo class. If this class were to be defined in other package, as shown below, the perimeter method will not be visible. In this case, the rectangle demo is defined in com.teachjava.module, which is a different package compared to com.teachjava.module3, where the rectangle class is defined. Hence, the perimeter method, which is marked protected, is not visible in the rectangle demo, which is in a different package. Here's a program to illustrate the use of protected access specifier across packages. In the rectangle class, both methods are marked as protected. To illustrate that the protected methods can be accessed by child class irrespective of which package it is defined in, we have a class square, which is a child class of rectangle. Extends is used to subclass a parent class. We do this in order to reuse the perimeter and area methods. Rectangle is a square with same length and breadth. In the constructor of square, we take the side length and invoke the super to initialize the rectangle with length equal to breadth equal to side. Now, since length and breadth are initialized with the side value, the perimeter and area will produce the desired result. Here's a program to illustrate the use of private access specifiers. Note that in this rectangle class, the instance variables length and breadth are marked as private and can be accessed within the class. We see how these are initialized in the constructor and used to find the perimeter and area in the respective methods. We see in the rectangle demo class that these variables are not visible and cannot be accessed. When these variables are tried to be accessed, we get the below error. Unresolved compilation problem. The field rectangle.length is not visible. To summarize, we have learned that public access specifier provides access to any code from anywhere. It can be applied to a class and its members. If no specifier is mentioned, it means default access is enforced. It provides access to any code within the same package. It can be applied to a class and its members. Protected access specifier provides access to any code within the same package and a subclass in the other package. It can be applied to a class's members only. Private access specifier provides access only within the class. It can be applied to a class's members only.